Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at BellyUpSports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Congratulations to Inter Miami. Winning the Supporters Shield, also set the MLS record for most points in a regular season. For people that are not necessarily familiar with what the Supporters Shield is and MLS in general, the Supporters Shield is given to the team that has the best overall record, obviously points. If you're talking about how the point system works in football when it comes to wins and draws. But yeah, Inter Miami ends up having the best season that any MLS team could ever have. And so obviously the team with the best record also wins the Supporters Shield. Does that trophy hold any significance? No, not really. I mean, I'm sorry to be not to be an asshole or anything like it, but that's the truth. It's not much. There's nothing really of merit when it comes to Supporters Shield, just besides saying that you're the best regular season team. Which, I mean, when you look across the globe of football, when they have with tables, because there's not that many other leagues that have this format with the playoffs aside from Liga MX, just off the top of my head. But in the rest of the world, it's a table format. So at the end of the season, come the final day of the season, decision day, you would have a champion. That whoever finishes up top would be the champion. And so the Supporters Shield, while it is something of note, I think the history of it comes from the fans. That's why it's called the Supporters Shield, because the supporters awarded this award to the best team, the best regular season team. The reason why I don't say it holds much value is because the fact that right now the ongoing trend is that most Supporters Shield, majority of, I don't want to say all of them, but majority of the Supporters Shield winners don't win MLS Cup. They end up not winning the MLS Cup. It's actually a curse amongst MLS fans that if you win the Supporters Shield, you're not going to win the MLS Cup. So I think obviously it's a little different because we are talking about Inter Miami, and I know that people are probably tired of the Inter Miami glazing, and I'm probably one of those people as well, but this is a different team. Could they be the team that breaks the curse? It's definitely something to look into, but I will say this, man, and this isn't really my overreaction, but obviously then Infantino was at the Inter Miami game, the last game against New England, which they ended up winning, I believe, 6-2. And Infantino announces that this Supporters Shield triumph for Inter Miami qualifies them for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, and that they will be kicking off the tournament in Hard Rock Stadium in Miami in 2025, and obviously, this coming summer. And I think if FIFA was gonna find a way to get Inter Miami in, if they, and I mean, they didn't wait till the MLS Cup to finish. They're just gonna award it to Miami, regardless if, and probably Miami could win the MLS Cup. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I'm just saying like there's gonna be a lot of MLS truthers, and I know that this isn't towards the fans of just that want to see Messi in every tournament humanly possible, which I mean I'm on that same boat as most of you guys are. But the problem is just that like what happens if Miami doesn't win the MLS Cup, and now whoever won the MLS Cup now feels a bit robbed, right? The MLS Cup is what really matters at the end of the day for MLS. It doesn't matter if you win the Supporters Shield. Did you win the MLS Cup? Are you the MLS Cup champion? And if Inter Miami doesn't, and so this could literally end into this could really lead to some controversy if Miami isn't able to win the MLS Cup, because the team that does win the MLS Cup, they're going to have an argument and have a complaint with FIFA of how are they in the because they're not going to be in the FIFA Club World Cup because Seattle's the other team that's going to be featured in the Club World Cup for the MLS. So like that team that wins the MLS Cup, they're going to look at that and be like, why are they in it when we won the whole thing? And so uh MLS is going to have to do some soul searching, have to figure some things out. I think there's a lot of things that MLS needs to figure out in general. And I mean, in this episode, we're going to talk about the MLS Cup playoffs, but I think that there's going to be a lot of things that needs to be discussed as far as Inter Miami goes because, well, not just for Inter Miami, but just the league format as a whole because of the fact that now, if you're going to put value towards the supporter shield, uh, there's questions, right? Now there's questions. And so, like, what matters more, winning the supporter shield or the MLS Cup? Because essentially, once again, if Inter Miami doesn't win the MLS Cup, you've just said the supporter shield has more value than the MLS Cup. And I think that could be kind of problematic in this league. But it wasn't just going to be about this. It was actually going to be about Decision Day. I think Decision Day was very much fun. I got to enjoy it as a Dynamo supporter to watch the Houston Dynamo do their thing and and secure a fifth place position. So I can't wait. I'll talk about a little bit that more when we get to the MLS Cup playoff preview. But yeah, man, Decision Day, very dramatic, man. If you guys haven't given MLS a shot, I think this was the best day of matches to watch to see how all the drama that came by. DC United missing out on the opportunity to go. Atlanta United getting a spot in the wild card. Teams giving themselves a better matchup. All those things. I think were big from this final day of matches for the MLS. And if you're Toronto FC, just having to sit in the sidelines and not be able to have no control over anyone's destiny was probably a little bit rough for them. But obviously San Diego FC is going to come in next season, and that could possibly, well, that's going to add that Decision Day. All teams will be playing, so that's a good thing. So we'll see how that all transpires. But Decision Day, great, great, great. Decision Day, one of my favorite Decision Days, probably because of the fact that Dynamo won in very dramatic fashion in a game-winning, a game-sealing goal in the final minutes of stoppage time. So pretty good weekend, I would say myself.